Okay. So the question that we are going to discuss is the question which is asked in the year 2014, question number 3A. Okay. The question goes by this, right? The integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, but knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. What do you understand by this statement? Explain your stand with illustrations from modern context. Now, okay, what is the question? So that is, there are two demands, right? So first one is integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, but knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful, right? What do you understand by this statement? Yeah, what is this? Okay, so the first part, okay, of this particular statement, integrity without knowledge is weak and useless. Okay, we'll write this in this. Okay. Integrity without knowledge is weak and useless. And the second part is the knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. So the essence of this particular question, okay, is with this particular word integrity. So in the introduction you can define integrity. Use it in the very simple words, but the exact meaning should be conveyed. What is integrity? Okay, so integrity is a very high form of ethical principles and values. But how can you write this in the definition? So what is integrity? That is holding on to the highest form of ethical principles and values and adherence to the same in a day-to-day basis. And what is very important? Adherence, strong adherence to the ethical principles, ethical and moral principles in the day-to-day basis. What is the word? What are the words that has to be that is highlighted? That is strong adherence in the day-to-day basis. Okay. So now, what is integrity? Integrity is strong adherence to moral and ethical. Okay, so strong adherence to moral and ethical values. Okay, so what has to be highlighted? This one, strong adherence to moral and ethical values. Very, very important on a daily basis. Right? So that is, and without compromise. So what are the words to be highlighted? On a daily basis. Okay, adherence, daily basis, without compromise. Okay, so now that particular knowledge, that particular integrity without knowledge, what happens? Knowledge without integrity is, okay, so what is the result? Now what is knowledge? Okay, here the word knowledge, what we can use, okay, for the word knowledge, what you can use? The word competency or intellect. You can use the word cognition or intellect, or the word competency. Any word can be used, right? So integrity without knowledge is weak and useless, right? See what you say, you don't even have a knowledge of a particular area, and how can you say that okay, I will be adhering to it. For say for example, in the context of making a particular bomb, nuclear bomb you can take. Okay, nuclear bomb. You don't even know how to make a nuclear bomb, and how can you say that I will never blast a nuclear bomb? Right? So that is, you don't even know. So that is how to read and write, and how can you say that you will never use that particular technology? Right? So is the case. So that is integrity without knowledge. So that is, without having a knowledge of nuclear weapon, you can never say that I will never use nuclear weapon. Anyways, you do not have already, you don't have any prior knowledge of that. Now that is the case. Right? So it is weak and useless. Say for example, right? So what is the meaning? I don't have the knowledge. Okay, I don't have the knowledge of a particular, okay, nuclear weapon. So obviously I won't use it. Okay, so what will be the image of that particular statement? Obviously it will be weak and useless. Okay, so now for idea, so how to address this particular statement, what you can say is, so that is, you can take the other perspective. Integrity with knowledge is strong. You can take, that is the implicit meaning of this. So that is integrity plus knowledge makes us both knowledge, that is, makes us so strong. Right? That's it. So, first example, say the same example you can take, right? You have the knowledge of how to make a nuclear weapon. Okay, so do we have the knowledge of making nuclear weapon? Yes, we have the knowledge, and we have showcased the world that we have the particular knowledge. When did we show that to the particular, show that to the world? Say for example, there are two instances broadly. You can take some facts. Right? You can take the, say for example, in the case of smiling Buddha. You can take the case of Operation Shakti, Pokhran. Yes, we do have the knowledge. At the same time, we use this integrity. What is integrity? That is adherence to the moral and ethical values. Now, moral ethical values, principles you can take. Now, what is the principle of us? So, first, what you have to say is integrity means adherence plus principle. That is principle plus strong adherence. What is the principle that we have for this case? In this case, that is no first use policy. That is the principle, and yes, we are adhering to it on a day-to-day basis, in spite of having been instigated by some other purpose, right? In various occasions, in innumerable amount of times. I repeat, in spite of being instigated by some other powers like Pakistan or even China, but in the numerous occasions we have never. Okay, that is, we have never failed to adhere to the policy, which means that we always that is attach ourselves or adhere to the principle that we are already using. So for example, how did we adhere? In spite of various instigations or challenges that we face. Say for example, use some instances. Say for example, in case of what? So that is, what are some during some, we have faced very many attacks, right? URI attacks, Parliament attack. Okay, that is 26/11, right? Attacks. Any other thing. Say for example, this CRPF convoy attack, right? So that is Pathankot attack. Anything, right? So in spite of various innumerable amount of instigations, right, but India has always strictly adhered to, meaning we have always maintained this integrity of, that is, sticking to our ethical principle, which is no first use policy of nuclear weapon. We have the knowledge, still we adhere to the integrity. But the other side, but before that, what happens? We have the integrity, but without knowledge it will be weak and useless. But now integrity with knowledge makes us so strong, right? So that's it. Am I clear? How to use the, how to address this first thing. That is, what do you understand by this statement. So that is first part of the first statement, integrity without knowledge. Now next one, that is knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. Knowledge without integrity, right? So that you can use very good number of examples which every UPSC aspirant does know, right? Knowledge of what? Any weapon, any weapon. Say for example, knowledge of chemical weapons. You have the knowledge of chemical weapons, but at the same time you don't have the integrity. What will be this? It is dangerous and dreadful. So use some occasions, infamous areas, incidences where these chemical weapons were used. What are the areas? Some areas you can take. Say for example, in Syrian gas attack. In Syria, there are attacks of chemical attacks, and very infamous thing that we can use is Operation Orange, Agent Orange, which was used in the Vietnamese War. Any other weapon you can even use the same nuclear weapon you can take, right? How can you address it? Right, same nuclear weapon you can take. So that is in the instances of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that is atomic bombings. So this is it. The knowledge without integrity is always dangerous and dreadful. How many people have died? What is the impact even today? Right, everyone knows it. Now this is the understanding of the statement. Is it okay? How to address this first part of the statement? What do you understand by the statement? Next thing, explain your stand with illustrations from modern context. Explain your stand. Yes, and of course the question is with respect to modern context. So modern means of course in the recent context, right? Because if this part of the question is not there, explain your stand with illustrations. If the question ends here, what all other examples can you take? Say for example, you can take not only modern context, ancient context, even Puranic context from Mahabharata, from Ramayana. You can take the examples and illustrations from there also, provided this modern context part of this question is not given. Say for example, yes, modern context is not given. How will you address it? Integrity without knowledge is useless. Which means that integrity plus knowledge is strong. Integrity plus knowledge is strong. You can take any instance of Lord Krishna, right? So when he engaging in any of the areas, right? So now knowledge without integrity, you can use the infamous court scene where Sakuni played a particular role, where so that is he definitely had the idea of, that is knowledge of how to roll the dice. He had the knowledge, but he did not have the integrity. So what happened? So that is it was highly dangerous and dreadful. So it ultimately resulted in it all started from, so that is outraging the modesty of a woman. And end of the day, it resulting in Bharata war, which is Mahabharata war. Right. So anyway, you have understood this statement, and what I explained is, yes, you have explained this in the modern context. If it is not the modern context, you can use any other examples, right? And next thing, what can be done? How can we end this answer? Right. Yes. What is the conclusion? Yes, you have already mentioned this. What is the conclusion? How will you understand? How will you write the conclusion? Right. So integrity plus knowledge is the way forward. It's called as, what is it? It is called as the wisdom. What is wisdom? The real and ultimate knowledge. So you can end the answer by quoting the popular sloka. So that is, lead me from the unreal world to the real world. That is asatoma sadgamaya. right?